Hi everyone. As you might already know, the Department of Basic English has started a series of online sessions for our students. And in today's session, we'll be talking about the past perfect tense, how we use it, and why we use it. I will, of course, refer you to our online grammar handouts once we have finished talking about the topic. However, before that, I'd like to present you the topic in a more simplified way by telling you a short story. So, let's get started. This is Mete. He was one of my students in 2016. Mete loved listening to music and he was a big fan of Imani. He learned that Imani would give a concert at Vishnelik and got so excited. So he bought tickets for his friends and himself and started to wait for the concert day. On the day of the concert, he was really very happy. On that day, he got up early and studied all day. In the afternoon, first he took a shower, and then he dressed up. He then took his father's car and left the house at 7 p.m. The concert was going to start at 8 p.m. Unfortunately, while he was driving, his car broke down. If a car breaks down, my friends, it simply stops operating. You can't drive it anymore. So he wanted to call a friend. However, he realized that he had forgotten his cell phone at home. He then thought of taking a taxi, but he had left his wallet at home too. So Mete started walking. Suddenly it started raining. Mete walked for hours under the rain. Finally, he arrived at Vishnelik. By the time he went there, the concert had already ended and all his friends had left the place. Now, let's take a look at some of the sentences from our short story and decide which action comes before the other. Mete realized that he had forgotten his mobile phone at home. So which action do you think happened before the other one? Yes, you are right in your answer. Mete first forgot his mobile phone at home and then he realized it. Here's our second sentence. By the time he went to the concert venue, Imani had already left the stage. Which action in this sentence happened first? What do you think? Yes. First, Imani left the stage and then Mete went to the concert venue. Here is our final sentence. All his friends had gone home when he got there. Yes. First, all his friends went home and then Mete got to Vishnelik, right? All right, we use the past perfect tense to express an activity that was completed before another activity or time in the past. Therefore, it can't be used alone. It requires another past sentence with it. The simple past tense that we use with past perfect tells us the main event or the events. If the events or actions in the past are in chronological order, past perfect is not necessary. Look at these sentences now. Before Mete left the house, he finished all his homework. It started raining after Mete left his car on the road. So, if before or after is used in the sentence, the past perfect is often not necessary because the time relationship between the two actions is clear enough. Instead, we can simply use the simple past tense. Now let's study the differences in meaning in the following sentences. When Mete arrived at Vishnelik, Imani left the stage. When Mete arrived at Vishnelik, Imani had left the stage. So in sentence A, two events happened at the same time or with little time difference. But in sentence B, Imani left before Mete arrived. How do we understand this? Because we see the past perfect tense in the action that happened before the other one. So let's take a look at the form of the past perfect tense. For the positive sentences, we use subject plus the past participle, which means had verb 3. For the negative sentences, we use subject plus the negative form of the past participle, which means had not or hadn't plus verb 3. And for the question forms, we have had plus subject plus verb 3. Let's take a look at certain sample sentences now. I did not have any money because I had lost my wallet. Tony knew Istanbul so well because he'd visited the city several times. As you can understand, when I say he'd visited, actually what I mean is he had visited, but I'm using the contracted form of the past perfect tense. Had Susan ever studied Thai before she moved to Thailand? She only understood the movie because she'd read the book. Christine had never been to an opera before last night. Let's analyze one of the sentences from our examples now. Tony knew Istanbul so well because he'd visited the city several times. Okay, let's say Tony visited Istanbul in 2008, and in that year he knew Istanbul so well. Why? Because he had visited the city several times. When? Before the year 2008. So, we have two events that are entirely completed in the past. However, one action or one event happened before the other. And for that action, we use past perfect, and then for the other one, we use the simple past tense. So, thank you for your attention, my dear friends. Now, please take out your past perfect handouts and do the reading at the beginning, and continue with the following tasks.